Hello, welcome. The reason I'm doing this video is twofold. One is because people reading my book lately, which is proven to be popular, and I'm very happy about that, from according to the mail I'm receiving, asking a lot of questions about being and about the trouble. Other questions I have received is what happens when we die, where do we go to, or how do we get to awakening, or what is the what is the journey about? Well, first of all, one thing that I'd like to stress here from the beginning is that it is a state of being. And in actuality, there is no journey, there is no going from here to there, there is only here. And it's always here. It is all about being. You're a human being, playing the human role. And it was Anita Muriani whose book is a bestseller. It's called Dying to Be Me. And she experienced the heavenly state during her unconscious state. And when she came back, she said something very, very relevant to this topic. And she said, heaven is not a place. It is a state of being. It was Nietzsche, who's highly misunderstood wise man, who said that there are three stages people go through: the camel stage, the lion stage, and the innocent child stage. And this is very common, and this is what I'd like to talk about, because we'll go through these stages as a human in order to evolve to being. So in the beginning it's very, very heavy doing. First emotional doing, and then it's physical and mental doing, until we come to the point of non-doing. And non-doing is the perfect state of being. That's called the heavenly state, pure awareness, pure being, understanding it, and that's the reason I wrote the book too, and these stages. So these stages are 9 in all, and if we understand them, they're very emotional. And there's a lot of suffering in the beginning, especially the beginning 3 stages. The first 3 stages, which Nietzsche called the camel. It's plodding, it's heavy, it's burdensome, it's groaning, it's not very bright. Okay, these 3 stages are apathy, very heavy, resisting, rejecting, pushing away, avoiding, escaping. And as a matter of fact, many people from this stage, actually deeply depressed, can lead to suicide. From this comes a stage of grieving. Grieving is feeling sorry for yourself, feeling guilt, shame. I'm not good enough, there is something wrong with me, something nagging, something as if it's there, but it's nothing, like a pebble in your shoe. You can't get rid of it. It's always there. Excuse me. And then there is the 3rd stage, still the camel stage. and this is also called fear. Now, fear is very common, but fear is misunderstood, because fear is all imagination. All of it is imagination. As a matter of fact, it's in the future. It is apprehension, it is worrisome, it is anxiety. Anxiety is always in the future. I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder what if that this doesn't work out? I can't decide, etc., etc., etc. This is fear, gripped with fear. Plodding, heavy, camel. Sorry, but this actually, the anger stage, which comes after fear. So the next stage, which is anger, leads us to the lion stage that Nietzsche referred to. The lion is full of goals and hungry for more, and wants more and more, and wants to achieve, wants to attain, wants to accomplish, wants to go someplace, wants to be somebody. And it roars for success, for achievement, for control. So there's a lot of anger there in it, and anger keeps the control going. Now remember that control is also a fear of control. And it wants to control because it's afraid of being controlled. Okay. So this anger bit, then it leads to something else. It leads to lust. Lust, which is less active than anger, but still it is very active in the sense that it becomes an addiction. Okay, so lust for food, lust for pleasure, lust for sex, lust for liquor, for alcohol, lust for control, lust for life. In other words, and this is very common, and it's a very driving force, the lion stage, very, very common stage. You know, I want to go someplace, I want to be famous, I want to be better than you, and this is why, you know, the money consciousness, money control is so prevalent, you know, because again, it is the lion stage, the stage to achieve, to attain, to overcome, to control. But at the same time, we're always learning that it doesn't work. But how can we know something doesn't work unless we go through it? And then from that leads us to the sixth one, and the sixth one is called pride. From lust comes pride. Lust is a stage where it's never enough. You always want more and more and more and more. You know, it becomes an addiction. And then comes the seeking, because after all we've been through here, we find there's got to be a better way. There's got to be... So we become spiritual seekers. But with spiritual seeking, in the beginning we become fascinated with all the rituals and religions and the orientation with doing this and doing that and being active and healing and etc., etc. This is fine, this is okay, but it's all part of the journey, still being active in doing. And then we reach a stage where we start learning more about non-duality, that life is non-dual. It is not a human and being, it's just being. The human is being, appearing as human. It is consciousness appearing as, in other words, awareness is all that there is. Pure awareness is the very nucleus of life. It is the eternal, the birthless, changeless, undying state of being. And from it comes the expression called consciousness. Oftentimes we confuse the two, and that's why you get mixed up and confused. But one thing that happens with the spiritual seeking and why people don't wake up readily to being is because of one word called pride. There is the thought that you know something. And because you've read so much, because I've had people on Skype sessions, they are actually PhDs, they are studied psychology, philosophy, they even took courses in life coaches, and then they had a big slump, and they says, "Who am I kidding? I am not awakened," you know, because there's doing, and the doing doesn't stop as long as there is pride. But however, and this is when we begin to reach the innocent child, the pride falls away the moment we begin to see that it has nothing to do with you. You begin to see that it's not knowledge per se, it is not information, it is being. It is pure awareness, it is a feeling. You see, and so when we are able to look at pride and still love ourselves for it, because the whole point is love, isn't it? It's all about love. And so no matter what you're going through, you don't judge yourself. You simply love yourself for it and say, thank you for everything, for making me aware. When pride starts to fall away, then we reach courage. Now, courage is that part in us that is missing with most people. That's why I get so many hundreds of emails every week. People ask, why does this happen? But no matter how much I try, but Burt, I listen to your videos and I'm still continuing doing this. Yes, because we don't have the courage to face what is happening as a lesson to be learned. We still want to overcome it. We still want to control it. Still, the lion is still there. So, wanting control. So, but we come to a point where we actually become aware of what is going on and the courage to face it. The Course of Miracles says that the moment you look fear in the face, the moment you look at it, and most people don't want to look at it, but the moment you look at it, you see, where is it? Where is it? It felt like a feeling in the body. Then you experience it in the body. Allow it to be there. Love yourself for it. And as a matter of fact, be grateful that you are learning something new. And then as you allow it, you'll find all of a sudden it disappears. Like that beautiful woman, Jan Frazier, who wrote a book called When Fear Fell Away. She's wonderful. And she states how she's in a state of heaven, because when fear falls away, it's not just fear that's gone, but it's replaced by great joy, great innocence, great being. And then after courage comes acceptance. Acceptance is when you accept everything just as it is. There is no judgment, good or bad, right or wrong, should or shouldn't. There is only what is as it is, because what is, like Byron Katie said, is love itself. Everything is grist for the mill, like Ram Dass used to say. I'm quoting a lot here. He used to say, everything is grist for the mill. Everything is helping us to see. Avoid nothing. See nothing as bad, but a lesson to be learned for us to look at. And that means acceptance, total acceptance. And after acceptance comes peace, and that's heaven. The innocent child. And then we're no longer doers. We are beers. Thank you. Namaste. Oh, and incidentally, if you get a chance, get this book. It will be very helpful. Thank you.